Welcome to Meghan and Harry Tales. I am your host, Kelly. Today, we delve into a tempest teetering on the edge of the British political scene, a storm that uncovers a stark double standard. At the heart of this controversy, we find pop icon Taylor Swift and the British royal Prince Harry. Swift, during her summer gigs at London's Wembley Stadium, was granted top-tier security detail. Contrastingly, Prince Harry, a figure of undeniable public interest, was deprived of his legal right to police protection. A fascinating conundrum, isn't it? Swift's security detail, we understand, was arranged in the wake of a thwarted terror plan in Vienna, which rightly raised alarm bells. High-ranking Labour politicians, including Home Secretary Yvette Cooper and London Mayor Sadiq Khan, were instrumental in ensuring Swift's safety. No one disputes the necessity of this. However, this move has set off a political wildfire in Britain, casting a harsh spotlight on the protection, or rather the absence of it, for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Dr. Shola Moshogbamimu, renowned author of This Is Why I Resist, raises an intriguing question. Where's the same consideration for Prince Harry? The threats that necessitated protection for Swift, terror alerts, risk of harm, aren't unknown to Harry and Meghan. If anything, they're more acquainted with these threats than most. Let's rewind to 2018, when a racist note coupled with a suspicious white powder was sent to Harry and Meghan at Kensington Palace. Although it was a hoax, the menace was only too real. The threats to Harry and Meghan are not just figments of paranoia. They are real and they are persistent. So why was Harry stripped of his automatic right to police protection? Why does this glaring double standard exist? The plot thickens when we learn that Harry has been left to fend for himself, while King Charles, who could have stepped in, didn't. Allegations have surfaced suggesting that members of the royal household may have interfered to block Harry's request for security. If these claims hold water, they reveal a disturbing insight into the priorities of the royal family. Today, we unravel this political storm brewing in Britain, one that exposes a glaring double standard. As you might have seen, Taylor Swift was granted a full police escort to her London shows at Wembley Stadium this past summer. This was not just a simple routine measure, it was a full-blown security operation, complete with high-ranking politicians intervening to ensure her safety. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper and London Mayor Sadiq Khan were among those who stepped in, seeing to it that Swift was well protected as she performed for thousands of her adoring fans. This level of security was necessitated by the heightened risk of terror threats, particularly following a foiled plot in Vienna. There was a need to protect Swift, a global icon, from potential harm, and so resources were pulled together and safety measures amped up to ensure that her concert went off without a hitch. But while this was happening, an interesting conversation began to brew. People started questioning, comparing, and contrasting the security measures taken for Taylor Swift versus those for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The same threats that made it necessary to protect Swift, terror alerts, the risk of harm, are no strangers to Harry and Meghan. They have faced their own share of threats, some even more personal and targeted than those faced by Swift. However, the response to their security needs has been markedly different. Unlike Swift, who had politicians rallying for her protection, Harry and Meghan have been met with resistance and denial of their rightful security. This has led to a glaring double standard that's impossible to ignore. So, as we delve deeper into this situation, we must ask ourselves, why is it that Taylor Swift, a pop sensation, receives such high-level security protection, while Prince Harry, a member of the royal family, is denied the same? It's a question that has stirred up a political storm in Britain, and one that we will continue to explore in the next part of our discussion. The same threats that made it necessary to protect Swift, terror alerts, the risk of harm, are no strangers to Harry and Meghan. But where's the same consideration for Prince Harry, you might ask? It's a valid question. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have faced their share of threats, just like Taylor Swift. Yet the scales of protection seem to be unfairly balanced. In the year 2018, Harry and Meghan were the targets of a bone-chilling scare. A racist note, accompanied by a suspicious white powder, was sent to them at their residence in Kensington Palace. Although the powder turned out to be harmless, the underlying message was anything but. The threats to Harry and Meghan were, and continue to be, very real. Yet, despite this glaring reality, Prince Harry was stripped of his automatic right to police protection. It's a move that has left many puzzled and others downright outraged. Why would a member of the royal family, a prince no less, be left vulnerable in the face of danger? The same threats that led to heightened security for Taylor Swift, terror alerts, and the risk of harm apply equally, if not more so, to Harry and Meghan. Yet there's a blatant double standard at play here. Swift received protection as she should have, but why is Prince Harry left to fend for himself in the face of similar threats? This isn't just a matter of principle, it's a matter of life and death. The threat level against Prince Harry is arguably just as high, if not higher, than that faced by Swift. Yet he's left to navigate these dangerous waters without the protection he once had. It's a situation that has left many, including Dr. Sholomos Shogbamimu, author of This Is Why I Resist, deeply perturbed. The unfairness of it all is hard to ignore. There's a double standard here. Taylor Swift gets protection, and rightfully so, but why isn't Prince Harry afforded the same when the threat level against him is just as high, if not higher? To add salt to the wound, allegations have emerged that members of the royal household may have interfered to block Harry's request for security. These claims, if true, would paint a disturbing picture of the dynamics within the royal family. It's not just about safety, but about respect, about acknowledging the genuine fears of a family member. Imagine this: instead of rallying to his side, key figures within the palace allegedly worked behind the scenes to deny Harry the protection he sought. It's like a twisted Game of Thrones where the board is set, but the players are not as they seem. The prince, instead of being shielded by his family, finds himself on the sharp end of their sword. The ethical implications are vast and troubling. If these allegations are true, it means that the royal family, or at least elements within it, prioritised politics and public image over the safety of their own. It's a chilling thought, isn't it, that a family, especially one as influential and scrutinised as the royals, could be so cold and calculating when it comes to one of their own. This isn't just about Harry anymore, it's about what the royal family represents. It's about the values they uphold, the decisions they make, and the message they send to the world. If they can turn their backs on Harry, who else might they abandon when it's politically convenient? From an outsider's perspective, it's easy to see why many are questioning the integrity of the royal family. Their actions, or lack thereof, have raised serious doubts about their commitment to their members' safety. It's a stark contrast to the image they've cultivated over the years: a united front, a family above all else. While the royal family continues to remain silent on the matter, the court of public opinion is anything but quiet. The world is watching, waiting for answers, for justice. And in the heart of it all is a prince, a husband, a father, demanding the right to protect his family. While a pop star's safety is ensured, the well-being of a prince and his family appears to be an afterthought. It's a sobering reminder of the double standards that exist, even within the highest echelons of society. It's impossible not to notice the hypocrisy. Here we are, in a world where a pop star's safety is prioritised over a prince's. A world where the same government that rushes to ensure the well-being of a visiting celebrity seems to turn a blind eye to the dangers faced by one of their own. It's a stark and uncomfortable contrast, isn't it? But what does this tell us about the values and priorities at play here? It seems that in the eyes of those making the decisions, the spectacle of celebrity status trumps the inherent threat to a prince, a man who has served his country and continues to be a figure of national importance. The question we must ask ourselves is this: what message does this send? Is it a statement about the value we place on fame over duty? And more troublingly, where does King Charles's true loyalty lie? With the glitter of fame or the bonds of family? This controversy has raised many questions about the priorities within the royal family. We've delved into the heightened security measures for pop sensation Taylor Swift during her summer concerts in London, and contrasted this with the stark lack of protection for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, despite their high threat level. We've explored the chilling threats they've received and the alleged interference from royal household members in blocking Harry's request for security. The double standard is glaring. While swift action is taken to protect a pop star, a prince is left to fend for himself, raising serious ethical questions about the values within the royal family. This scandal has exposed a bitter truth. Fame seems to trump family. It's a wake-up call for us all to question where the true loyalty of the monarchy lies. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember to subscribe and like our videos. Been your host, Kelly.